On Facebook. Hello, Facebook. What's going on? Welcome to Coffee is for Closers. Let me turn on the garage band. I hope everyone had an awesome Thanksgiving and you are thankful for everything in your life. That is my hope for you. Welcome to Coffee is for Closers. This is episode number 21. Woo! 21. Can you believe it? 21 weeks. And today is a really great topic. I'm going to try to stay a lot on the video more often because Kevin had that request last week. And I agree. I think a lot more people showed up and engaged because it wasn't like slides like you were in school again. So also, I've got some really great stuff hopefully coming up in December where I'm going to be bringing on some special guests. So if Ecamm Live can get their stuff together and put the new rollout, I've got 2 guests lined up that are going to join me to have some conversations all around different topics as it relates to sales in your business, of course. So for those of you on Instagram and LinkedIn, hello. I hope all of you had a wonderful Thanksgiving too. And type in the comments what you're thankful for. Today I'm thankful that I was not in my car last night when this drunk guy decided to slam into it and ruin the whole left side of the car. So I am very thankful that I was not in it, and I apologize if you drive or take Lyft as an option. The guy got a DUI and he went to jail for the night, so I hope he had a great sleep. And he did not have insurance, so it definitely pays to have good insurance and pay your expensive bill every month, because for me it's now paid off, right? But anyway, I am thankful to be here with you. We have really great topics today, and it's all about why maybe you're not getting the sales that you want in your businesses. And I'm going to share some stories, and we're going to talk a lot about what you've maybe been doing, maybe what's a few options you can do instead of what you currently have been doing, a cup of wisdom, and to leave you with energy for the soul. So this is Coffee is for Closers. You might have some coffee or you might have some water. I am staying hydrated today because I had espresso very early in the morning, and then I had some tea about an hour ago. So I'm more than caffeinated and ready to get going. So if all of you are here, hello. And if you're joining, hello. And we'll get started. Also, I don't see anyone yet, but Andy, Laura, thank you so much for engaging, commenting, and posting and sharing Coffee is for Closers last week. You're going to get this gift card to Amazon. So it's $25 coming your way. We sent you a message in the DM, so just respond back with your address and I'll pop it in the mail to you today. Thank you for sharing. So if you guys share, like, and comment, my whole thing is just spreading the word about really great content. And I appreciate your help in doing that. So feel free to share, like, and also put a comment as to what did you learn? What are you going to implement in your businesses? Maybe comment like, what's the number one thing you're struggling with as it relates to your sales or sales calls for those of you that are selling on the phone. So again, today we're going to go into the slides. And it's you're watching Coffee is for Closers, and my name's Michelle, and my name is Michelle the Pitch Queen. I don't go by my last name right now because I'm not getting a lot of good comments about that either. That guy is no bueno. Anyway, the top 4 reasons you're not getting the sales that maybe you want in your business. So I want to talk to you about this so this can help uncover some stuff for you, help create some ease so you can ultimately serve more people. And when you can serve more people and do what you're good at and what you love, that's what makes all the difference. So that's what we're going over today. And the number one thing we're going to discuss, because there's 4 reasons. So reason number 1 is that maybe you're putting your clients, customers last. And a lot of times when you're hustling and you're in the grind and you're like always like, I need to get that next sale because I'm not really sure how I'm going to pay my mortgage, or, you know, I'm struggling because I've got to make my payroll and I've got to pay the bills and I've got to do this and that. And it's like, you've got all these like money conversations in your head. Sometimes that when you have these thoughts, it actually hinders your sales. So we need to train our brains on how to separate the two. So maybe you've had thoughts like this, like you keep wasting money on leads and they're not converting. Or, I'll go back to my video so you guys can see me. So you keep wasting leads or you keep wasting money on leads and they're not converting. How many of you guys have felt that way? Where you're spending a lot of money testing different things, but it's just not working. Or you know you can help your prospects, but they aren't really buying. And you really, really know that you can help. Like Kevin, he's got this really awesome camera and film and all this knowledge, but he just can't figure out why people don't want his services or they're not going to pay him for it. So it's having that sales conversation that gets in the way, or maybe you don't have the confidence for that. Or have you ever done a lot of courses and you're doing course after course after course, and you're listening to every guru and you're listening to all the sales podcasts and you're reading every sales book and nothing keeps working, right? And it just gets frustrating. And you're just like, what am I going to do? Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe this just isn't for me. Maybe I need to go get a job. When you do those things, that actually is hindering all of the opportunities that are available for your clients, right? Because you're getting yourself in this like downward spiral, if you know what I'm talking about. So that's number 1. Number 1.5. 1.5, right? What if you asked yourself these things? And this is to really think about, and maybe you want to post this in front of you every day while you're working. So you're always A, focusing on the positive, and B, creating reinforcement. What is important? Let me go to the next slide, sorry. What is important to my client? What do they value? To remind yourself every day what's important to them and what do they value. Or maybe what challenges or problems are they facing that you can help them solve, right? We all have our gifts and talents, but sometimes we find ourselves doing all of the marketing, all of the sales, managing a team, doing the social media, and you actually do what you love to do like 5 or 10% of the time. But how do you transition that to do what you love to do 80% of the time? Or maybe ask yourself, where do your clients want to get to? And how can you help serve them? Because when we think about things from that point of view, your sales will slowly start to improve. But you have to keep reminding yourself of that. So another really good reminder too, which we talked about a few weeks ago, months ago, depending on when you're watching this, is really being in gratitude and being thankful, but really going back to your affirmation, right? Sometimes you just need to charge yourself up. You're like a battery. Like every night we have to charge our cell phones, right? And you have to plug it into the wall so it gets back up to 100%. You got to look at yourself the same way. So eating right, sleeping enough, taking care of yourself, because you've got to take care of yourself first before you can help and serve others at a very high level. Who agrees? Raise your hand or comment below. I know you can't raise your hand because I can't see you. But put in the comments below if you agree and like what are those things that you do to charge yourself up. Also, if you want the notes and all the slides, just type in show in the comments below and they will get sent to you automatically. And I also have one more thing that I'll go over at the end. If you have a question as well, put it in the comments below and we'll go over all the questions at the end. So point number 2. So we were at 1.5 and now we're going to point number 2. And point number 2 is really about when you expect the same results from doing the same strategies. And does your current routine kind of look like this? Because after this, and if this resonates with you, we need to create a new routine. And the new routine is what you need to put into play so you can ultimately help more people and really increase what you're doing. And for me, I'm going to share exactly what I mean by all of this, but at first I want to get through this so you can understand the foundation of what I'm going to be talking about. So if your current routine maybe looks like this, where you're spending money on Facebook ads, right, or LinkedIn ads or something to get clients, and then they're not converting. And then you talk to a lot of people, but then no one enrolls into whatever you're offering them. Or maybe some do. But like if you talk to 10 people, you're like, how come all 8 or 9 or 10 of them didn't enroll? I just don't understand what's going on. And you're focusing most of your time on the marketing and sales and less in your zone of genius, right? The area that you love to serve your clients in. You're like Kevin, and you rather just be filming people like all day long instead of doing the admin stuff. Maybe you're doing your QuickBooks. Maybe you're doing marketing. Maybe you're trying to meet new clients and do sales all the time. And what that happens is like you're out of balance. When really, a lot of the time, you want to be doing your film, like what Kevin wants to do. Or you're losing confidence in your sales calls because all of the prospects tell you no. Or they're like, I need to think about it. Or I need to talk to my husband. Or I need to talk to my wife. Or you know what? I just don't really think it's a good time right now. Whatever the reason is, it's just like you keep hearing it. And we need to look into a new routine that would provide you a better option that you can also help serve more people, right? So instead, look at ways on how you can be successful. So here are a few that can help you. If you position yourself as a thought leader in the industry by writing for journals in your niche or being the expert. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about this because this is exactly what I do. And I'm going to go into some now like personal stories so this can make a little bit more sense. Let me go back to the camera. Okay. So I'm just going to use the Pitch Queen Empire as an example. I do have a lot of help. And if I didn't have a lot of help, I would be writing a lot of blogs, and I would be writing a lot of social media posts, and I would be writing a lot of emails. And guess what I don't like to do? I don't really like to write. I'm not very good at it, so I get help in that area. I'd rather be here with you, serving you and helping you increase your revenues. That's what I love to do. So if I can do this 90% of the time and help other people with their sales and coach and be here and do my podcast, Success Unfiltered, that makes me happy. But when I'm out of balance, I notice my mood doesn't really go so well. It goes down. And I find myself doing a lot of writing, which I shouldn't be doing, and social media stuff, which I'm not a fan of, and other things and tasks that I'm just not really suited for, like posting a blog on a website. It's very complicated, and doing SEO. I'm not really a great techie. I rather be here and help people and take them through sales conversations to show them what's possible to get closer to their dreams and what they want to achieve in their life, because we all only live one time. It's not like we're here and we get to be here again in 100 more years and then we get to show up 100 times again, right? Like we're only here for maybe 80 to 100, maybe if we're lucky 110 years. And what is it that we want to leave as a legacy behind? And I think you guys really should think about that. And this is where this comes into place, is how can you be successful and really transition right? We're talking about the 4 reasons you're not getting the sales. And when you're always just focused on the sale and the sale and the sale and the sale, it actually can hinder you. So position yourself as a thought leader, writing for journals in your niche. For me, I submit blog articles as guest blogs, and I love doing guest podcasting. That's my favorite, where people interview me and we talk all about my sales stuff and anything that would resonate with their people, right? I did one with coaches. I did another one with salespeople in real estate. So I get to share my experiences, and it helps hundreds of people. That is what I love to do. If I could do that 24/7, that would be very, very fun. Speaking at strategic events to show clients that you have expertise is required. Yes. Okay. So one of my friends, Sean, you all know who Sean is. We talk a lot about him. He's got a mastermind group for health coaches. So if you're in a health business and you want to grow your business a little bit bigger, instead of just always relying on the next client and you keep trading your time for dollars, I'm going to have the opportunity to share a lot of my knowledge in sales to help them out. Now that's going to be fun. Again, if I could do that and guest podcasting all day long, I would be super ecstatic. Using social media to interact with clients in a more subtle way and be helpful at the same time. Right here, I'm interacting on social media. I'm on Facebook Live. We're doing LinkedIn. We're doing Instagram. We're doing Twitter Live. We're engaging so I can help you. That's all good. And focus on how you can serve. Remember that the sales have nothing to do with you. You are in business to serve people. Or you could just go get a job. Or maybe you're in a job and you're in a sales job, but you still have to remember that you're here to serve people. It's not about the money you make. The money you make just comes secondarily. Do you guys agree? Let me know. Okay? So that's a little bit about that. So at the Pitch Queen Empire, it's very important for me to try to do the sales related activities as much as possible. A, it puts me in a good mood. B, it's what I'm really great at. That's my zone of genius. And C, I can help more people get results. So the more people I can help get results, the better. If I am sitting here writing blogs and doing 90% of the writing, I will probably be sleeping and snoring on my computer. I would literally fall asleep. So I highly recommend trying to get yourself a little bit more in balance because it will ultimately help you increase your revenues that way. And you might be wondering, well, how do I do that if I don't have any money? There's a lot of creative ways to do it. So send me a direct message and I'll share it with you, or put your questions down below and I'll answer all of them too. All right. We are going to move on. Again, if you have questions, put them in the comments below, please. I like questions and I like interaction. So hopefully some of you guys are here. And again, Andy, Laura, thank you so much for sharing, commenting, and liking last week. That was super cool of you. You are going to get a $25 Amazon gift card. So this is coming to you. Just send us your mailing address. And that will be en route to you very, very shortly today if you get the address to us within the next hour. If not, it'll go out tomorrow. But again, I appreciate you sharing, liking, commenting, because this gets to spread the message to more people. So let's go over the third reason maybe why you're not getting the sales that you were hoping for. And this is really, really important because I can promise you I've felt this too. Sometimes I try not to, but I can understand. You're too eager to make a sale. You know, like when you've been working with somebody and you're on the 4th or 5th follow-up and you're like, can this guy just make a decision already? Like, what is taking them so long? When you can help people move through the sales conversation to make decisions, that's when you're able to help people shift. And when you're too eager to make the sales, and I am a culprit of this, it's when I get too impatient. And you might feel the same way when you get too impatient and you're trying to push someone into it, or maybe you start trying to convince them. You never want to convince people. You want to go back, sit back, and really let them want your services and products. But I understand you might get desperate. Sometimes you're on the mindset of, well, there is something only in it for you. Yeah, that's not a good one. Or you are new to this and you lack the confidence. Confidence is all about putting things into action. Mel Robbins talks about this all the time. Confidence is not something like you're just born with. You actually need to put it into practice step by step and try things, see it work. That equals building confidence. And remember, this is all about them. This is all about your clients. This is all about them. And when you get too eager to make a sale, guess who you're making it about? Yep, you. It's not about you. So instead, you really want to focus on how your service will help your potential clients. So just like earlier, if you guys can take some time today and write out your top 10 reasons of why and what you do every single day and have it printed, posted, maybe make a little vision board about what is it and why do you do this every day. And give them information that no matter what will help them. And I think this is really important. So this happens quite often actually. Let me get to my video. It's got to be, okay, there we go. So instead, you've got to focus on information that will help them. So everything that I provide to you guys, I hope is really helpful. I really think about it and I'm like, what if I were you? Would this be helpful? So any information that you're providing complimentary, like be it a lead magnet, giveaways, we've talked before about just sending random emails that, like last week, if someone's going to Maui and they're going to go on a hike and they told you you're going to follow up with them in a month or two, well, send them the latest hike, right? Like always make it about them. Hi on Facebook. Hope all is well over there. If you guys have questions, put them in the comments below. Also, if you want these slides, type in show in the notes below and we'll get them to you. It's instant. We use this thing called ManyChat. So feel free to jump on the ManyChat bandwagon and get the slides. So the last thing you want to focus on is how will this make you happy to serve your clients? And I think it ties back to the reasons of why are you doing what you're doing. You've got to love what you're doing and you've got to make sure you know that you're helping people with what you're doing too. And if you can focus on this and remind yourself, then the whole eager to get to the sale will diminish. And it happens to me. Like I said, patience is something I'm working on. It's a challenge, but I'm always working on it. And there's one guy who enrolled this week. Yes. So, I help my friend Dominique and I have been talking to this guy since September. I have had probably 5 or 6 follow-up calls with him. Okay. I'm just going to name him Jack. And Jack and I would have so many follow-up calls that I almost caught myself on the last one going, do you even want to do this anymore? Like, I am so confused. But remember, I was going into that place of being eager to get a sale because I was so frustrated with how many follow-ups. But remember, sometimes you have to follow up with people 5 or 6 times until they feel comfortable. They need all their questions answered. Whatever it may be, it had nothing to do with me. I was like, you know what? Jack has more questions. I need to answer it. That's my job. My job is to help Jack come to a decision, yes or no, and show him what's possible for him and his business and if he can move forward or not. So I had to catch myself. I'm here. I'm just like you. And sometimes we need to check our own selves. So again, slow down. It's not about you. It's all about your clients. And you really need to be careful as it relates to being too eager to get a sale. Okay, number 4 is my favorite. So again, 4 reasons on maybe why you're not getting the sales that you thought you should have or you want to get to. Well, guess what? You can learn about these other 4 topics in previous episodes on Coffee is for Closers. So you guys can go back and listen to all of the episodes. Following up with people, number 1. Number 2, knowing your value and your worth. Those are really, really huge. Building rapport and relationships. That's in episodes 1 through 4. Off the top of my head, I know that one. And how to get over no's and rejections. So you can listen to that on the Wednesday episodes, or you can also listen to it in previous episodes here on Coffee is for Closers. So you can listen to it in all these different places, but some of this doesn't just happen overnight. For me, I still have to listen to podcasts. I have to get my mind right. I've got my, on the treadmills in the morning, sometimes at the gym, I say 100 things I'm grateful for. Now, I don't do that every single day sometimes, but you've got to put and do things to get your mind right. Maybe it's an exciting music, a song that you just love that pumps you up. Whatever it may be, whatever you can get in the mode that when you're working and serving your clients, it's all about them. And again, we're trying to combat those things that get in the way to increasing your revenues. And increasing your revenues solves a lot of problems. And I'm going to end it with this quote because we love Seth Godin. Don't we love Seth Godin, you guys? And if you have questions, put them down below. Okay. Oh, oops. So doing what you've been doing is going to get you what you've been getting. I love that. I totally do. If you want to change what's going on, you've got to put a dent into something different, right? Like, let's say you're going to work every day and you take the same route and you hit a pocket of traffic every time. And it's like 10 minutes long. And during that 10 minutes, you're yelling at every car next to you. Do you think that if you keep going that same way that those cars are just going to disappear one day? No. You've got to try a different route and a different route and a different route. And same goes for this. Like, try new things to help you not be so eager on the sales. Make sure and remember it's all about them and what are their needs. Has nothing to do with your needs. None of this does. Remember, we're in business to serve our clients. So remember that if you want to change your path and change what's been going on, you've got to change a direction. And I love this too because I did an interview recently with Greg Reed. You'll listen to him on Wednesday. Or on a Wednesday. So just search his name, Greg Reed. And he said this really interesting thing. If you want to be uber successful and you want to make, let's just say $1 million plus business, do you think you're going to get to $1 million plus hanging around people that are just at a regular job and they complain about their job all the time? Nope, you're not. I can tell you that. I have friends like that. The friends that are doing really successful are the ones that I hang around. You want to know why? Because that's what our conversations are about. Our conversations match what we do. If you want to be around people that, make $200,000 plus a year in like income that they get to keep. Well, do you want to hang around someone that makes $20,000 a year or $30,000 a year? Because they're going to have conversations like, well, I can't go. I can't afford it. I don't have any money. Well, I got to just stay at home because I can't even afford to go to the movies. Like, that's going to be their conversations. Where if you start to hang out with people of a different caliber, you're going to start to create those types of people and have those conversations. And that's what's going to go on in the subconscious mind at nighttime. So it was really interesting to hear Greg, when we did our interview, talk about that. I know that. I love when other people talk about that. But if you want a certain lifestyle, you've got to hang around those people with a certain lifestyle. Even if you're not quite there yet, you can upgrade your conversations to others. It's just like me. I want to be the best of the best of the best, and I'm always working on it. I'm always listening to sales podcasts and things that I can provide to you and take my 20 plus years of expertise and add it on to everything else that I learned to deliver you guys the value to help you out so you can grow your businesses. So I'm going to leave it at that for today. Thank you so much for being here with me. Again, if you want to get one of these, make sure to share, like, and comment below. And we usually give one of these out every week or 2 or 3, depends on who shows up. Are there any questions?
Tim asked, how do you get through the gatekeeper?
Oh, Tim, that's such a good question. The gatekeepers. Oh my God, I love gatekeepers. So Tim asked a very good question, and it's how do you get through the gatekeepers? And for those of you that deal with gatekeepers, I think you're always going to deal with them. And I would say, Tim, the best thing for you to do is figure out who the gatekeeper is and become friends with them, if you can. And I'll give you an example or two. Actually, I'm going to give you two. One is going to be Doug Jones' assistant, Ev. She's so awesome. So when we were at the vitamin shop, it's 2 years ago now. Wow, time flies. Maybe 2.5. 2.5 years ago, he was the executive merchandising buyer for the vitamin shop. So he was my ultimate decision maker. Unless I called his cell phone, because remember, I did get his cell phone number, I had to go through the gatekeeper, which was Ev. That's cool. But I became friends with her. I sent Ev thank you cards. I sent her like a little Christmas present. I sent her things because when you become friends with the gatekeeper becomes not a gatekeeper anymore. They become open arms. They become your best friends and they will do anything for you. And Ev is super cool. We're still friends today. So I recommend whatever you guys can do to become friends with the gatekeepers is in your best interest. Let me go back to video here. That's number one, Tim. Number two for gatekeepers, let's say it's a really difficult gatekeeper, right? And this happens quite often right now. So I'm going to give you a present moment example. Last week I called, I work with a lot of CPAs and financial advisors. So I call and I say, hey, it's Michelle. I usually don't say my last name. And the reason why is it sounds more personal if I don't say my last name. And they say, oh, Michelle from where? I'll say, oh, it's just Michelle. Jack actually just sent me an email. So I was wondering if Jack was available. Well, and then the gatekeeper will say, well, where are you calling from? Well, I'm just returning Jack's message. So can I talk to him? Again, I'm really not answering any of the gatekeeper's information, but I would say that works about half the time. So be really personable. Just say your first name and really don't say where you're calling from because it actually doesn't matter, right? And for me, I already know who the people are. Well, I don't know who they are. I know their names and I know their email. And I know that they booked appointments to talk to me. So I can say Jack booked an appointment to talk to me, so I just need to make sure he had some information. And they go, oh, okay, and pass me right through. So, Tim, does that help? I don't know if you're still there. But if you're not, I answered your question, so make sure to check out the replay. Any other questions? No? Okay. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here with me today. I also have, if you type in show in the comments below, you can get I made a guide on surviving business rejections. And guess what? I didn't write it, but I did make it. So it's how to turn a no into a win. So we're talking a lot about how can you increase your sales, but also how can you convert no's into yeses. So hopefully this would help you. Just type in show in the comments below, and I will see you guys next Tuesday at 2 o'clock right here. Coffee is for Closers right here on the Facebook page, The Pitch Queen, Instagram, The Pitch Queen. And I hope you all have an amazing, amazing week. Hopefully you've eaten all of your turkey leftovers and your cranberry and stuffing. And I'll see you guys next week. Thanks so much for being here.